Hey guys, and welcome to another co-working show. My name is Anna and I'm the host of this show. Last week we talked about the beautiful island Sardinia in Italy, and I thought, okay, so maybe let's go to a different country and let's go to, not Sardinia, let's go to Mallorca. So let's go to Spain. Of course, I'm German. For us, we always say as a joke that Mallorca is the 17th province, kind of. There are tons of Germans on Mallorca, and since Mallorca has been doing really good when it comes to Corona, and they opened up quite early, it's always it's a good place to go traveling at the moment. And also, of course, you have really nice weather all year long. It's not as hot as it is on Gran Canaria, for example, or in general on the Canary Islands, but Mallorca is much more than just getting drunk at the Ballermann and at the Schinkenstraße and partying like crazy. To be honest, I have been there, I think, 4 times already. And of course, first time was when I was younger and I was like partying and stuff like that. But then I was again there to visit a friend in Palma de Mallorca. I went on a sailing trip around Mallorca, and I also went back again for like a little road trip. So to be honest, in my opinion, Mallorca, is definitely underestimated for some reasons, just because a lot of people just think of it as like the party destination, but it's definitely not. And to be honest, it's also a perfect destination if you are thinking about going on a remote work trip for a few weeks or even for a bit longer. And this is why today I want to talk with you about the beautiful island Mallorca and the things that you should consider when you are planning your co-working trip on Mallorca. So in general, the benefit of Mallorca is that there are, good temperature all year long. Of course, high season is from June to August, so this is when the prices are a bit higher, but also like March, April, May are also beautiful months to go and travel there. It's still warm, and also September, October is perfect time to go there in low season, where also the villas and stuff are a bit less expensive. So in general, you do have a lot of villas available on Mallorca, which makes it perfect if you want to rent a villa, publish your co-working trip on JoinMyTrip, and find co-working buddies that join your villa. You share your costs and you have a good time. But in general, I would say as the main spot where you can find most of the nomads, definitely it's gonna be Palma de Mallorca, the main city, the capital, but also that you can find really nice apartments to rent, also bigger ones. And this is where obviously, like, if you want to meet other nomads, this is the place to go. But to be honest, the whole island is beautiful. So it's not like the north is more beautiful than the south or whatever. So actually you can find a beautiful place to stay anywhere and just take the car if you want to meet up with other nomads and then just visit them in Palma de Mallorca. So this is it basically when it comes to the accommodation and where to stay. In general, about the internet connection is really stable. I mean, Mallorca has really good internet. If you say, okay, you don't want to trust on the Wi-Fi in the Airbnb, I would recommend you guys to just get like a local SIM card, as I always do. A really good provider for that is Vodafone in Spain. You pay, I think, 35 euros for 20 gigabytes or something, and that's, I mean, not as cheap as in other places, but that's definitely fine. And with this, you can make sure that if the Wi-Fi is not the best, you can still hop on a hotspot from your phone, and this way you make sure that you always have a good connection when working remotely. And now, as always, I would like you guys to present you guys the top places that I think that you shouldn't miss when visiting Mallorca. Of course, I don't have to mention that you need to visit Palma. I mean, it's just a beautiful city, an incredible cathedral, the Santa Maria. It's also called La Seu, but it's absolutely incredible. Super beautiful. The city itself, especially at night, it's super cozy. You have tiny streets, different areas, little shops, amazing like harbor where you can just walk around and watch all the boats, and really beautiful. You can definitely spend 2 days there just walking around, visiting all the sites. It's really nice. And of course, perfect to sit in a cafe to do some, spotting of some other tourists and all that kind of stuff. So that's really nice. And then another thing that I would recommend is to visit Solea, which is a little tiny city. Also on Mallorca, you can easily get there by car. It's of course not as big as Palma de Mallorca, but it's super cute. You can roam around in the center. There's a really nice Plaza de Constitución in the middle, where you have a lot of restaurants around and cafes, and it's just really like these Spanish island vibes is so cool. So I think that was definitely one of my favorite little towns when I visited Mallorca. And then, yeah, another thing, if you, for the ones that like beaches, there is one beach, it's called Cala de Moro. Those Moro, that's I think one of the most famous beaches on Mallorca and the most photographed one. So literally crystal clear water, an amazing beach, white sand, and it's really, really beautiful. If you go there, I recommend to not go on the weekends because that's when it tends to be a bit more crowded. Just go there during the week or after work and you will have an amazing time. Yeah, it's really, really nice. So there are no like bars or facilities, so you definitely should take your towel and some drinks and whatever. So don't go there without anything because you will need that. But definitely worth a visit. And then I think one of my personal highlights was our visit at Cap Formentura, which is located in the far north of the island. That's like a little peninsula, and you have a lighthouse at the end, and you just have an incredible view. Like, it's so, so, so beautiful. And there is one viewpoint, it's called Mirador es Colomer. Oh my gosh, this is I think one of the most beautiful viewpoints I've been to. You also have like these little locks that people put on if they yeah, and then they put their names on it, and then it's like, you know, they throw their keys in the water, and then it's like love forever, whatever. But it's just really, really, really beautiful. And then what you can do is when you visit the viewpoint, after this you can go to a beach that is located at the bottom. It's called the Playa Formentor. This is also like really, really nice beach, like white sand, and really, really beautiful. So perfect, like, to combine those two things. And yeah, after this you can go to Puerta de Polenca, which is also located close to the viewpoint, where you can just go yeah, walk around in the port, have a beer, just enjoy the area there, and just have a really good time. Yeah, what I really like about Mallorca is that, yeah, on the outside, I mean, the island is kind of like round, so on the outside you have all the little ports and little villages, and on the inside you just have an incredible nature, and you can do amazing hikes. So that is definitely something that you should do when on Mallorca, like go for a hike, because that's like, you can really have spectacular views. Perfect also as an activity to do after work or on a weekend. And then after the hike, you can just stop at one beach and just go for a swim. It's really, really nice. Also for snorkeling, you have a lot of really good spots. I think in any beach you can go snorkel and see some fish. That's really, really beautiful. And of course, also one thing that I can recommend when on Mallorca, try to do like a sailing trip for 1 or 2 days. Absolutely amazing. So like, it's the perfect conditions to go sailing around, to stop on other bays, to jump from the boat into the water. And there are many companies that offer these kind of things. So this is basically it about my highlights on Mallorca, but really, really, like, to be honest, there's so many things to do on Mallorca. I think as with it is with every destination that I recommend, but these are just my highlights that I think you shouldn't miss when visiting Mallorca, just as a destination or as a co-working destination. So next topic that we're going to talk about is, of course, as always, the food. So yeah, this is what we're going to talk about now, and I just quickly have to swipe up my notes. So the next topic that we're going to talk about is about food. So what we can definitely, or I can definitely recommend, is buying fresh food at a local market. There is one market called Santa Catalina, and this is really like the most biggest one, and you can get everything: fresh food, fresh bread, fresh fish, with anything that you want for like a perfect own tapas dinner, or for like a picnic at the beach, or to take on your hike. It's perfect. And another highlight that I really, really like, because I like to try like traditional things, is when you visit Vallehermosa, which is a little cute town, by the way, as well. And they have a traditional dish, or like a little thing. It's called coca de patatas. This is like a sweet thing made out of potatoes and like honey, and like covered with some powdered sugar, and it's just really, really good and really delicious. This is usually served together with a coffee, so just make sure to go and just to try one. It's really delicious, and it's just really nice, because I think it's something like local that you want to try. And of course, on Mallorca, you do have a lot of wine, and you do have delicious wine. So what you should not miss when on Mallorca, go to visit one of the wineries and just do like a wine tour, and let yourself dive a bit deeper into the wine on Mallorca. Do a wine tasting. There are 2 bodegas that are actually the best rated one. It's Bodegas Angel and Bodegas Marica Battle. You can like try really good wine there. They do a really good tour where they show you the whole area, and that's, I think, also something really, really nice, yeah, just to do. And of course, you can also do really cool hikes through the vineyards, and that's just really, really beautiful. And the good thing, of course, on Mallorca in general, when you travel there, all of them, like a lot of them, they're used to the tourists. So many of them actually speak German, but also a lot of them speak English, so you won't have a hard time of getting around. And always, of course, if you speak Spanish, that's always the best. Although the people on Mallorca speak Mallorquin, so that's a bit different, but still they will understand Spanish if you talk to them. So yeah, as I said, Mallorca, it's also one advantage, of course, is that they have a lot of really good flights, especially if you're coming from Germany. I think in every like bigger or smaller airport, they offer flights to Mallorca and direct flights. It's not too long, and usually the flights are super, super cheap, and they're leaving quite regularly. So this is why I think it's a perfect destination for your co-working trip, because your co-workers will have a really easy way to arrive. You have a lot of different availabilities, and you can rent a car, get a nice villa, and have a really, really good time. I think, to be honest, I'm actually thinking about organizing my next co-working trip also to Mallorca, but I need to see, because I also want to go to Sardinia. So let's see where I end up. If you want to go co-working on Mallorca, check out our website to see if maybe somebody has already planned a trip to Mallorca. And if not, just go ahead and publish your own one. Let me know if you need any help. I can support you with finding a perfect villa, or any tips that I have for you to find your perfect co-working buddies. Of course, you can always check out my other shows where I talk about everything that you need in order to get started to plan your co-working trip. And then I'm happy if you tune in for the next show. I still haven't decided which country I'm going to talk about next, or which city, but I think it's going to be something outside of Europe this time. So yeah, stay tuned. And if you like that show, don't forget to thumb up, to leave a comment, to share it with your friends. Yeah, to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And of course, if you're interested in more content about co-working or anything regarding traveling, make sure to check out our social media channels. And I'm happy, if I see you again, or if you tune in for the next show. Have a great day ahead. Have a good day, and thanks for joining.